Hey team, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you had a great weekend, that you're ready for another week of online learning. While it's on my mind, I know some of you guys are really tired. A couple of you in your weekly check-ins have been asking, when is this going to all be over? Okay, you've got this week of assignments, then you've got next week, and that'll be it for your required assignments. And then some more information will be coming about what happens after next week. Okay, and in terms of submitting things and getting caught up, making sure everything's turned in. You guys will get some more information about grading, okay, and what that looks like. But for right now, just know you've got this week, and then you've got next week, and then some things will be changing, and it'll be in your favor, okay? I think that's it for that. So let's get to it. Be the person you want to have in your life. I just think that's a good reminder that if you want good people in your life, you've got to be a good person, and if you want positive people in your life, you've got to be a positive person. I feel like you attract what you put out. So if you're putting out good things and positivity, then I believe that at some point it will come back to you. Okay? Good, happy thoughts. Contact information. If you have questions or concerns about the assignments for this week, or Romeo and Juliet, and you don't understand who killed who and who died and who's still alive at the end of the play, just reach out to me, okay? And I'll help you as best as I absolutely can. For my kiddos who like a suggested schedule, that is right here for you. You'll see that we do have a film analysis assignment this week. This is my first time doing this digitally, okay? But I think it'll work well for us. We've been looking a lot at Romeo and Juliet and Shakespeare, and I want to give us some time to look at how the story has inspired various films, okay? So we'll start that on Monday, finish it up on Tuesday according to this schedule. Wednesday, you'll actually do your analysis where you'll compare and contrast the two. Thursday, you'll finish that up and take your word skills quiz, and that'll be it, okay? I cannot remember if I said this already, but we are in our final list of word skills terms. So this is word skills 5. There are only 5 lists for Honors English 1. So you are good to go there, okay? At least after this week, you'll be good to go there. All assignments are due by Sunday, May 24th, no later than 11:59 p.m. But as always, if something comes up and you need a little bit more time, please talk to me so that I can help you. All right, that is my job. That's what I'm here for. If you don't like the suggested schedule, there's your to-do list. Okay, it's not a lot there, but quite a bit. You can do it. Okay. Let's talk about these films that I've put here. These are just suggestions. You do not have to choose any of these particular films, okay? This is just off the top of my head. Warm Bodies is very similar to Romeo and Juliet, but it takes place during like an apocalypse type setting, and there are zombies, okay? But two teens from opposing sides, not families, but sides, fall in love. Okay, and so that's Warm Bodies, and I don't go into much detail with that. Romeo and Juliet is pretty popular. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore, but it is on YouTube. There is a free version of that film on YouTube, so if you want to check that out, that's what I would recommend. Okay, very similar. 2 gnomes, opposing sides, fall in love. Romeo and Juliet 2013. I love this one, but that's because I'm an English teacher and a major book nerd. But Romeo and Juliet, the 2013 version, sticks true to the text pretty closely. There are a couple changes, but for the most part, it stays true to the text. So I really appreciate that. If we were in school and we were doing Romeo and Juliet in a more traditional manner, this is actually the film that I would show you all. It is on No, sorry team. Don't get rid of that whole idea. It is on YouTube, free. but it does have ads, so you should know that. But I do actually recommend that one. It's this pretty good one. But back in my day, when I was in high school, with Miss Debbie Fox as my English teacher, we watched the 1996 version of Romeo and Juliet. It is a modern setting. So, like, the original play takes place in, like, Italy. In the 1996 version here, it's, like, California or something. Usually in Shakespeare's time, they use, like, swords. And in the 1996 version, they do use guns. Okay, so they have made things a little bit more modern. Instead of a prince, you've got, like, a policeman or like a mayor type figure who comes in on the scene and warns the two families. So some differences there. If you enjoyed the play, or if you didn't, I might would check out the 1996 version. Unfortunately, I don't know how you can do that other than paying for it. But you guys are brilliant. You're smarter than me when it comes to these things. And so I think you could probably figure out a way to do that that's totally legal. But that's what I recommend. Okay. So if you're looking for free things that are already on YouTube, Romeo and Juliet and Romeo and Juliet 2013 are definitely up there. Warm Bodies and the 1996 version are similar to Romeo and Juliet. I just don't know how you can have access to them. Maybe the public library for Romeo and Juliet 1996. But this is what you're doing in terms of your analysis. So you've got your play title on the left, and then you've got your film title on the right, and you're just comparing and contrasting. How are the characters similar? How are they different? What things did they add? What things did they take out? How are the relationships similar or dissimilar from the movie and the book? Other things that they chose to include, and then also what themes. Most of your themes for Romeo and Juliet are going to relate to love and family, but if they take on a different avenue in portraying that, you might have another theme that kind of emerges. Kiddos who do not want to watch a film or just have no idea how to even do that, you guys, there's an article called Afghanistan's Real Life R&J. Check that out, and then just compare and contrast the two stories between Romeo and Juliet, the play, and then what you read in the article, and it'll be just fine. Now, next week, we are going to be working on a very brief mini essay. Okay, don't freak out. You're doing great. Okay. I'm going to share templates with you, and then you'll just fill the things in. So it's not going to be a true essay, but I'm very much going to hold your hand throughout the process. I just don't want you to go into Honors English 2 or regular English 2 and not have that under your belt. Okay, I feel like that would be a disservice to you all, more so than what you've already experienced. So we'll work on that next week. But what I want you to do this week is just take a moment and look at the introduction. Okay, this is going to be your introduction, your introductory paragraph. William Shakespeare's 15th century play, Romeo and Juliet, tells the tragic tale of two star-crossed lovers who desire to be together despite the incessant feuding of their families. So in this first sentence here, you've got some background information about the play, the author, and the setting. Sometimes, no shade to middle school teachers, but they really like for you guys to open up with a question. We don't like questions in high school as the start of our papers. It just feels very elementary, okay? And you're writing. Start off with a statistic. You can start off with a quote, okay? You can start off with just a statement, okay? But we tend to steer clear of questions. We're moving on, okay? We're transitioning. And so sometimes you got to leave things behind, and that's one of the things we leave behind, okay? So the next sentence, although the classic text was performed many years ago, it still maintains a large influence on films produced in modern society. So this is kind of like your connecting sentence. It's connecting your thesis statement, which is written in green here, to that background information that we have at the beginning, making it all come together, okay? And then you've got your thesis. When I read this, I know exactly what the rest of your paper is going to be about. It typically comes in at the end of your introductory paragraph. Now, some people prefer for it to be in that second paragraph. For us, we're going to stick it at the very end of our introductory paragraph. So, in fact, the movie Romeo and Juliet shares many similarities and a few differences with Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet. In terms of your assignment for this week, just fill in that blank. Let me know what you're going to be doing. I know it's up here in the chart, but also put it here. If you chose the article, just put the article title right there, and that way your introductory paragraph is done. Next week, you'll do your similarities paragraph, your differences paragraph, and then I'll kind of draft up a conclusion very similar to how I did this here. And that will be your essay. Okay, so that's next week. But let's get through this week first, okay? I don't want to overwhelm you, and I feel like that's what I'm starting to do. I also feel like I'm talking way too long, so your girl's got to hurry it up. So do the best you can. If you have questions, team, give me a email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Don't stress about your essay. We'll work on that next week. And then I do need to tell you, next week you have your assignments. And then following that, you'll have like a little, not break, but there will be some information coming about what follows next week's assignments, how things are going to look in terms of grading and in terms of work that you need to submit. Okay? So if you've been getting really tired, just know you got about 2 more weeks, and then things are going to change a little, but you'll be okay. You guys have been rock stars. Don't discredit what you've done this semester. You've dealt with a lot in terms of school, in terms of life, and you're still here. You're still rocking. So give yourself a pat on the back and just be proud. Just be proud. We're making it. You're going to be all right. I love you. I miss you so, so much. And I can't wait to see you guys. And I hope it's sooner rather than later. But like I said, if you need to get in touch, just send me an email or fill out that weekly check-in, and I'll get back in touch with you guys. So until then, take care, babies.